Hey Tube, welcome back. Today we try to today is the second video in AWS Lambda function. In the previous video we talked about what is Lambda function and why we need it for. Today we try to talk about the how to create a Lambda synchronous function from the console and actually how to test it. So let's go to Lambda, and I'd love to let's just click on this one so we will see the how we will see this dashboard. And you can see, as you can see right now, Lambda is supported by different languages. Let's just stick with Node.js for now, and I guess we could copy this one and let's run it, and you find that it's just a code and you just run it and that's it. It's a pretty simple, straightforward. Also, Lambda is, as you can see, is extremely scalable, because as you can see right now, if you can add more, you find that we have more Lambda invocations, and that means that it's really scalable and it can manage tons of flows. So if you just try to add more, like add some images to a bucket, so it will work every time. Add a streaming here, add this here, and it will work each time. So as you can see, is that like once the Lambda function, you can configure them to response events from variety of resources. We can have like a backend, maybe a streaming analysis. Maybe we can just update the photos or images to like a S3 bucket or something, and each file it will be implemented. It will be sent to the Lambda function. Let's go to the next. Here, let's talk about the cost. As you can see right now, the cost is 0 because we have to go outside the 1 million. After we have 1 million invocation, you can see that we have a couple of cents increased in costs that we should pay. So it's still really not expensive at all. Like after like 4 million invocation or like 3.5 million invocation, you have to pay like $1.50 or something like that. So let's just go into the create function. There is 2 ways to create a function. You can choose from scratch and create create a name. For example, we will have like my Lambda. Also, you could have like the Node.js version. You can go there and you can just go to the create version, but I would love to stick with the blueprint. It will be a load of hello from hello world function, and I will say the function name will be like my Lambda, and we can say like we could create. You can choose specific rule, but we can just stick right now with the basic Lambda permission rule. In the future, we will talk about the rules of Lambda. And we have this function, and it will console log value 1, value 2, value 3, and we have event 1, key 2, and 3. In the future also we talk about what is the event object and what is the context object. So let's just create the function here. It takes quite time to be fully created, so just be aware with me. Okay, it's done. So the Lambda function is created successfully, and you have this Lambda here, and everything looks good, everything looks great. Let's say that we wanna test. So we had test. We should create event name. So let's just call it my Lambda also, and let's just save. And after this one was created, you can just test it, and you can see in the logs right now, everything is testing and loading functions. And my Lambda, we have value 1, function logs, undefined info logging, and you can see that we have value 1, value 2, and value 3, and we have everything here as you need. We have the properties, we have the hash key, you have the runtime setting. We're using Node.js. Basically, the synchronous invocation, it's a pretty easy, it's a pretty straightforward. As you can see here, we have the Lambda function, and in the Lambda function, let's just go back to the here the index. So when you go to the index, actually you have some different files. So as you can see here from the Lambda function here right now, we have this function, we have it in the index, and we have some other things. We have the tests that we did create before. We have the monitor. You cannot add the monitor with the CloudWatch to see all the monitors for your function. We have the configuration, and inside the configuration we have like the how is the memory. Actually, you can just edit the memory, and just you can go up to let's just go to here. You can go to the memory up to how much you can go to up to. You can go to, I guess, up to 110,024 RAM. In the timeout you can go up to 15 minutes, and yeah, and you have like last modified. It was 2 minutes before, because we created 2 minutes before. You have the ARN, and we will use this in the future as well. And if we talk about the versions, we do not have any versions yet, but we will talk about the versions in the future. We will talk about each panel of them in the future in details. But for now, we have created a Lambda function, and we have created a synchronous Lambda function, and it works. And it works basically when we test it. We find it, it did work, and we got like succeeded, and everything was fine, because we get the info console log value 1, value 2, value 3, so everything was quite smooth with it. So let's just test it again. We can test it again and again and again and again, and it will work each time. So that's it for today's video. It was a quite quick video to talk about Lambda executions and how it should work, and also that's it for today's video, and I hope you like my content. If you like my content, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you'll never miss a video, and see you in future problems.